One of the most important parts about painting your pieces is having the right tools. And of course, when you're painting, the right tools means have the right brushes. So basically, you're going to need two brushes. The one that's nice and big with big hairs, and another one for little details. Okay, now you see this is about 1 inch long, nice fluffy brush. Never get a synthetic brush for this, never. You always want real hairs. At my local art store, these were $1 a brush for real hairs. I think they said they were either squirrel or camel. As far as paints, I would recommend using Reaper paints. They're very fine paints, and I use them all the time. You know, being a painter, I always mix them, but that's not to say that you might be able to just find the color you want straight out of, you know, the jar. Yeah. Then mix them up with the bottom part of your brush. You need a gray base, then you need a brownish to pick out little stones, and then a final dry brush of this sort of orc flesh looking color. Dry brush. Dry out your brush. Literally dry out the paint. That way when you dry brush it, it doesn't get into the little cracks. The sculpture itself will catch the paint. The mountaintops of the sculpture will catch the paint. So basically you're letting the sculpture do the painting for you. See, it doesn't really take you know, a master painter to do this. Anyone can do this if you have the right tools, the right brushes. Once you finish the gray phase, you can go and pick out some individual stones and paint them in a different color. Now, you don't necessarily have to use the colors that I've used, but this is the color that I use. This sort of brownish, yellow-brown. Get a little dropper. It's useful for making sure your paints are wet enough. It's not too thick, not too thin. This is about the right consistency here. See that? And then you go and you sort of pick out some stones to paint. Another thing to remember is it's easier to paint the pieces if you do the edges first. Trust me. Do the edges first. Do the edges first and work your way in. Trust me. It'll just be better that way. You'll understand when you start painting. Once the stone's dry, then you get the orc green color and do the dry brush. Dry it out a lot. You see how much I'm drying it out? Dry it out a lot. Then, here, do the dry brush. Do the dry brush over the floors. Oh yeah. See how that comes together now? Straight out of the box Dwarvenite, one simple dry brush, and the three to four step master paint job. That's the way I painted them and the way we usually do, but you can paint your pieces any way you want. You could try sandstone color, you can make them like Roman temples, you can make them like Egyptian sandstone, you could do anything you want. For the simple one-step dry brush, you can do the same thing on your doors, or you could paint the doors in the expert technique. Either way is fine. I paint all the hinges black first as an undercolor, and then after that we will dry brush a metallic color over it. Then you want to work on the door itself. So get a nice rich brown and apply that to the door area. Sort of dry it in. You'll get a hang for the kind of consistency. Ooh, chainmail. Over the black parts now, you paint the metal. Dry brush that over. Usually a chainmail works very good. Anybody can do it, anyone. All you need is the proper brush and the right color. It's easy, and in fact, it's kind of fun. And that's it, folks. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing how you guys paint your own sets.